So this is third pour. It's where I devote Saturdays to just Ardbeg.
Whoa. No. We're talking about second pour today.
Second pours are on Fridays.
It's just Friday. Has it been that rough of a Thanksgiving?
Look, the fourth quarter hit me really hard. I just really need to take it to the next level, okay? Stop, no,
In the meantime, second pour today with James E. Pepper 1776 right after this.
This is second pour. It's where we act like experts, so you can too.
My name's Jeff.
And I'm Zane.
And today we're going to review...
I forgot.
James E. Pepper, 1776.
Before we pour this up, I think we need to talk about, first of all, price.
Price-wise, okay, so recently there's been a few reviews done based on the idea that it's one of the cheaper whiskeys you can buy. It's a really quality whiskey. Mm-hmm. It's usually around $30 or less.
Right. That's what I understood, was that you could get this one for like $22.
Yeah, it's not real expensive.
Yeah, not 23.
Now,
22.
I think as we continue, people like us continue to do reviews of this whiskey.
It'll go up.
And people continue to go out and look for it and buy it. Eventually, this $20 bottle of whiskey will be like a $50 bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, that's the shame of it.
They do make a barrel proof version of this. I think usually does sell for about $60.
Which is typical. A barrel proof is typically
it tends to be a little bit more.
30% more.
And I think I'm gonna try to get my hands on a bottle because I do want to try the barrel proof.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Why don't I pour this up for us?
Yeah, pour it up. This will be our second time around, and the first time we really did like it, but on second pour we kind of expand on what our experience is with it and to try to help you decide if you want to buy it or not.
Now, first off, when it pours up, you'll notice it has a lighter of the caramel flavoring look to it.
Yeah, it's not as deep amber as some bourbons are. So, but
it would give you the illusion that it's not going to be full body.
That's true. I do know it does spend at least 4 years in a barrel.
Yeah.
So it is following some of the bourbon rules. But the smell is incredible.
I'm telling you what, it smells great.
It's like, to me, it's like smelling like a little bit of honey, a little bit of brown sugar, caramel, oaky, pear.
It's the brown sugar. It is, especially now, I can really start catching some of that fruit flavor. Almost it's a cross for me as an apricot and a pear.
Oh, an apricot. That's a really good, yeah.
And I think that's also because of the caramel mixture there, that smell.
And it's funny because I've found when the glass is empty, those smells really come out stronger. Once it's just kind of, the oil is sat in there on it, it even sticks in there a little longer. So I'm looking, trying to see. It doesn't leave a lot of legs really in the glass. No, it's not a real oily, tanniny kind of.
It does have oil.
It does. Just like any whiskey. But
it's not the heaviest.
No, I still think it's a very light whiskey for 100 proof. So that's one thing too. It is 50% alcohol, 100 proof.
Yeah.
So it's not a bottled and bond. It is unfiltered, but it's a little spicy.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. There's still something on the front end of that I wasn't able to really pull out and recognize when we first drank it. It's still there. It's not nutty, but it's something. Maybe it's maybe there's a little bit of rye in there, so it's kind of giving you this bread flavor. Maybe like maybe shortbread or wheat. Maybe it's just wheaty. It is unfiltered, so that does open the chance of there being a lot of wheat flavor in it.
It could be
maybe some barley, but I can really taste more apple when you taste it than I do the pear.
Like, I don't want to always compare everything to food all the time.
Okay.
But let's just kind of a mixed fruit, let's just say. Okay?
Sure.
It's sometimes hard to say.
Yeah.
But it's kind of gives me that flavor of like what a turnover pastry tastes like.
Yeah, that's a good reference. I think that's kind of what I'm trying to pick out. So it's almost like you're getting that crusty, burnt, caramelized piece of an end of like pastry.
Yeah, it's because I'm gonna say is like it's complicated and it has more notes to it than the price tag would tell you.
I think that is the key thing about this bourbon is, you know, for $20-$25, you're getting a lot more bourbon than what you're paying for.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of a nice thing these days when we have so much whiskey that, you know, usually ranges in around the $30, $40, $50 range, and you don't really get a whole lot out of it.
No, you don't.
It's just because it's popular and everybody wants it. The price tag has gone out the wall.
If we're gonna rate this,
okay.
All right. I mean, when I rate things, I have to go on the library of things I've already had.
Sure. Yeah, we all do.
You know, so you know it's. At the max, if the best we could rate, it'd be a 4-finger pour. It's like I'm going to finish my night with this.
It's gonna be a nice long night.
Yeah. I'm gonna rate it, I guess you'd say kind of low.
Okay.
I have my reasonings. I would say a 1.5.
1.5.
It's not quite a 2-finger.
Okay.
Like I don't want to pour a 2-finger and think, because I feel like, you know, what we've talked about, like again, Russells, Basil Hayden's, those kind of things that are special, those are going to be 2-finger, 3-finger pours.
Gotcha.
This one, I definitely enjoy it. I like it quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Price is nice.
I mean, for $20.
And that's the thing is like I feel like if I poured this in a decanter and I sat around the table and I told a bunch of my buds,
it's a nice $60 bottle.
This is a $60, $80 bottle of whiskey. They're going to be all like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
They're going to do that. Even though it didn't cost that. I really think it's good. I mean, I could even upgrade that to a solid 2-finger pour, actually. I think that's a better place for it.
And I think that's where I fall on this one, is the 2-finger. So I think it's a 2-finger because I think it's one of those things that it's easy to drink. Mm-hmm. It's not going to break the bank, but it also doesn't break the taste bud. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think it would complement a lot of other things. Like, especially, I encourage people, a lot of people don't do this, but I encourage people to try their whiskeys with different foods.
Yeah.
I think that salt and pepper and spices within your food is as good a way to open up whiskeys as water, putting it on ice, or even on frozen stones.
Yeah, I'd be curious of what just a bit of water would do to something like this. I mean, I don't think I'd put it on ice.
Yeah.
I think it would probably dull out some of the flavor.
I tell you what, right after, we're going to do a little pause and we'll go ahead and try some water and open this up.
And see what we get out of it.
And we'll just see what we get out of it.
Let's do that.
I want you to go ahead and put a couple drops in mine if you don't mind.
Nah, let's do it. That's
right.
Whoop, that was good.
Oh, damn.
It was a drop and a half.
Okay, drop and a half.
There we go.
All right. So what typically happens is water separates some of the harsher elements of alcohol, allowing some of the more subtle hints to come out.
Now, sometimes also it takes what is not subtle in heat and raises it a level too. It really depends on
everything
the
I just said could be the absolute opposite.
You're right. I mean, so it does it both ways. So, but in this case, I would suspect it would lower the whiskey heat.
Okay, I'm going to predict it that we're going to pick up a bunch of subtle nuances, and I'll be happy if I'm wrong.
I'll be happy if you're right.
that's what I'm getting. All right.
Let's do it. I taste a lot of corn. First, right off the bat, I taste corn. Butter.
No.
What are you getting? No difference?
I'll show you what I'm getting. Wait. Wait, no. Fuck for it.
I'll tell you, that's what I tasted too. Yeah, corn. I taste corn.
I would not recommend this with water.
Now, if you like mellow corn, it does bring out the corn in their whiskey.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I felt like I actually just drank a little bit of corn.
I hate this stuff.
You love mellow corn. We've seen it.
Yeah, I love mellow corn. But to be clear, this is not adding the water took away.
It didn't kill the spice any, but it did bring the flavors out a little bit more. And I'm highly suspecting that corn is probably a 51% in this bottle.
Might be.
We ought to get online and kind of look that up. Let's see what the percentages is in this James E. Pepper.
I think that one of the best things about whiskey, and you guys can tell us as well, is the social aspect of experiencing different whiskeys with your friends and getting to have that conversation about it. One of the best things about what we do here on Whiskey Pop, even beforehand, before we film or do anything else, is we have these conversations and we find where we're different on our likes and dislikes, and then there's so many things that we're the same on.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's a good way to look at it.
It's almost like it's better than playing Monopoly. Let's put it that way.
That's true. And for information, this is 62% corn in malted barley.
62% corn.
38% rye. That's where the spice is coming from. But
wow, that's a whole lot more rye than I would have thought. Because
that's a lot of rye.
You don't see that. You see sub 20s or. Would I add it to my cabinet? Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely will.
So I think we're both saying a 2-finger on this one.
I think it's 2 fingers good.
And it's for the value of 20, 25. It's no more than $30. I think it's completely worth it.
Yeah. Value and quality. I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it's right up there. So in the meantime, you know what? If you've had James E. Pepper and you like it, hey, put down in the comments below and let us know what you think about it. And then if you've had the barrel proof version of this, I'd be really interested in what you think about that, because it's double the price of this bottle.
I would be interested in actually trying to track one of those down.
I know where there's some at. We might have to do that soon. So in the meantime, you guys continue to be cool this week. Don't forget to watch our episode on Whiskey Pop this week, where we talked about the 5 whiskeys you should have in your cabinet before Thanksgiving, which by now is Friday. So this is Black Friday right now currently.
How much did you spend?
How much have you spent today? In the meantime, go buy some more whiskey. You might need it after this weekend.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. We'll see you next week.